Coco Gauff's heartfelt moment. In defeat, only he holds my hand. An emotional confession. The crowd at the 2025 Dubai Tennis Championships had fallen silent. The match was over, and Coco Gauff, usually all fire, poise, and purpose, stood still at the net, eyes glistening under the bright lights. She had lost a heartbreaker, the kind of loss that carves through a champion's spirit and leaves behind an ache deeper than exhaustion. Yet, as the cameras zoomed in on her face, something extraordinary happened. Gauff turned to the stands, and there he was, Jalen Serra, the man who, despite the weight of the world's gaze, smiled at her like she hadn't lost it all. Moments later, Coco walked toward him, and as she reached the edge of the court, he reached for her hand. The cameras caught it, that one quiet gesture amid a storm of emotion. And later that night, in a press conference filled with tension and tears, Coco uttered the words that would melt the hearts of millions. In defeat, only he holds my hand. Those 8 words became a global echo, a testament not to victory, but to love, vulnerability, and grace. A champion's breaking point. Coco Gauff has never shied away from competition or pressure. At just 21, she had already carried the hopes of a nation, the expectations of sponsors, and the dreams of an entire generation. But behind her radiant smile and fierce forehands, the weight often became unbearable. The Dubai loss wasn't just another defeat, it was personal. She had trained tirelessly for months, envisioning a victory that would cement her dominance early in the season. Yet, in the final moments, unforced errors crept in, nerves tightened, and victory slipped through her fingers. When she walked off court that evening, tears pooled behind her sunglasses. The cameras followed, but what the world didn't see was a quiet storm within her, the self-doubt, the disappointment, the frustration of not living up to her own standards. And then, in the players' tunnel, Jalen was there, the silent supporter. Jalen Serra had become somewhat a mystery figure in tennis media, the calm presence in Coco's storm. A sports psychology student turned quiet companion. He had watched her rise from teenage prodigy to world-beating icon, but he'd also witnessed the unseen, the sleepless nights, the battles with confidence, the weight of perfection. As Coco walked toward him that night, she didn't need words. He didn't say, "You'll win next time." He didn't offer cliches. He simply reached for her hand, grounding her, reminding her that love wasn't conditional on success. Later, when reporters asked her about that moment, Coco's answer was soft but filled with meaning. In defeat, only he holds my hand. He doesn't care if I win or lose. He just cares that I get back up. The quote spread across every sports network, every fan page, every headline. But beyond the viral attention, those who knew Coco best understood this was more than love. It was survival, the human behind the champion. Tennis, perhaps more than any other sport, isolates its heroes. Every mistake, every hesitation, every emotion, all on display. And for Coco, who had grown up under the bright light since age 15, the line between public figure and private person often blurred. That's why Jalen's presence mattered so deeply. He wasn't another fan or a member of her team. He was the one person who saw the human first. The girl who missed family dinners, who struggled with nerves before finals, who questioned whether she was enough without the medals. He doesn't see the champion. Coco once said in an interview months earlier, he sees the human who tries. And it's that kind of love, one that doesn't fade when the cameras turn off, that gives even the strongest athlete a reason to keep going. The world reacts, tears and truths. The next morning, social media exploded. The phrase in defeat, "Only hold my hand," trended worldwide. Fans share their own stories of love, loss, and loyalty. Sports outlets praise Coco's courage in showing vulnerability, something rare in a world obsessed with strength. Tennis legends like Serena Williams and Billie Jean King reposted her quote, calling it the purest display of grace. Naomi Osaka wrote, "Real strength isn't winning. It's letting yourself be seen when you lose." Fans wrote messages like, "This is what real love looks like. Someone who stands beside you when the world looks away." Coco just reminded us that even champions need someone to hold their hand. The image of Coco and Jalen walking hand in hand down the tunnel became one of the most shared photos of the year. more powerful than any trophy lift. Behind closed doors, Coco's reflection. Days later, Coco posted a photo of her hand intertwined with Jalen's, captioned, "Some days, victory looks like a handshake. Other days, it looks like someone not letting go." The post received millions of likes, not because it was glamorous, but because it was real. It was a reminder that even icons fall, and what matters is who helps them rise. In a behind-the-scenes documentary filmed earlier in the season, Coco admitted that she had often struggled with showing vulnerability. People expect you always smile, to always fight. But sometimes I just need to cry. The power of love amid loss. In the days following her loss, Coco returned to training, quieter but more grounded. She smiled more freely. Her interviews carried new warmth. When asked if she was okay, she said, "I'm good. I have my people. I have my peace." And everyone knew who she meant by my people. In one touching moment, a journalist asked her what Jalen said to her after the match. She laughed softly and replied, "He told me, you don't need to win to be loved. You just need to keep being you. That's all I needed to hear." The simplicity of it left even seasoned reporters misty-eyed, an inspiration for millions. The phrase in defeat, "Only hold my hand," has since transcended tennis. Fans have turned it into an anthem of loyalty, a symbol of support that goes beyond sports. Couples, parents, and even teammates have shared it as a mantra of compassion and understanding. Coco herself said later, "If those words help someone remember that it's okay to lean on love, then maybe my loss wasn't really a loss." That's the kind of perspective that separates champions of sport from champions of heart. Epilogue, grace in every chapter. Months later, when Coco returned to court and lifted her next trophy, the cameras once again found Jalen in the stands, smiling, calm, clapping softly. This time, she didn't run to him in tears. She ran to him in joy. And when she reached him, she whispered something only he could hear. But the way their fingers intertwined said it all. Victory or defeat, their bond was unbreakable. In a world that often worships winning, Coco Gauff reminded everyone that real triumph sometimes comes in the quietest moments, in the comfort of a hand held when the world feels heavy. Her story became a love letter not just to Jalen, but to every person who has ever stood beside someone through their worst days. Because when the applause fades and the lights dim, it's not the trophies that matter most. It's the hand that never lets go. In defeat, only he holds my hand. 8 words, endless meaning. A reminder that even champions need someone to remind them they're human, they're loved, and they're never alone. Thank you for watching. Please don't forget to hit the subscribe button, like, and share. Till next time.